What up guys, it's your boy Illinois Valley, and today we are going to talk about my no-proc Cyrodiil. And we released in day one our like concept build, or what we thought we were going to run, or what we thought was going to work, because we were actually testing it pre no-proc Cyrodiil, and then we brought it into Cyrodiil and it was a complete disaster. And we're just like, okay, this isn't gonna work. The damage, although those damage numbers look amazing, and I think a lot of people are gonna have a hard time like not running high damage because it's so enticing, but the true meta is not in those damage numbers. I promise the meta is gonna come back to the where it was before. Like think 5 years ago meta, and I think you're on the right track. And that's where we went. We're just like, okay, this is clearly not the way. Yeah, we were killing people, but man, dude, it does not feel good to get three tapped by a Nightblade. And I realized that within the first 30 minutes of being in Cyrodiil that this build wasn't going to work. And then we tried Spriggans and Hundings. I'm like, okay, let's stack the pen. Let's get in there and let's do some stuff, right? Like if they're gonna kill me that fast, I'm gonna try to kill them even faster. And to a degree, Spriggans and Hundings actually worked. We were in there, we were doing some stuff, but the survivability just wasn't what you need to be an outnumbered player. It just wasn't going to cut it. So here we go. Here is my actual 2H and Bow Templar build, and we're going to do this, and we're going to cover some stuff. We're going to talk about some other options as well. 100% transparent. I'm going to give you everything that I know up until this point. I can tell you right now that we adapted quickly, we made the changes quickly, and I optimized the best I could possibly optimize. And also keep in mind that this isn't for the 1% players, okay? If you're one of the 1% players, go ahead and click off this video. It's not for you because you probably already have something that's working for you, and this is definitely not for you. This is more for the average player like myself who's out there and they're just trying to have some survivability, some sustain, and some damage, right? This is the all-around build. I got you guys. Let's go. All right, what we're looking at right now is our back bar completely unbuffed, and you can see that we're incredibly tanky already, not even buffed. So we'll go ahead and just throw our rune down real quick. Alright guys, that's with our rune. We're looking at 33 and 30 with 31 crit resist. And you're thinking to yourself, does that seem a little extreme? No. No, it does not. It really doesn't. Um, it's really not a very fair world out there for some classes, and Templar is one of those classes. We can't run high damage and have survivability. We just can't. Magsorks become our worst enemies, Nightblades become our absolute nightmare, and the other classes just seem to out damage us because we just can't quite hang in there with the lack of heals. So we have to go on our back bar. We have to make some sacrifices, and we got to go tanky. On our front bar, we're doing a little better. So we're at 5,300 weapon damage and 7,200 physical pen. Now those seem kind of low, and you're right, they are kind of low. But to tell you the truth, we're killing things, and we're surviving, and that is the name of the game. All right, so let's go ahead and buff up one more time. Alright, max mag 13k, max health 27k, 31k max stam. We're sitting at 5,300 weapon damage at 7k pen, 30k spell, 27 physical, 2700 crit resist. Alright, we're sitting at 27% weapon critical. It's low, but you know, so is most people's. Now, that's like one of the big misconceptions are saying that crit is dead. Well, yeah, you're looking at 27% crit, but also when you do hit crit, your crit damage is insane, and that's why crit resistance is going to be the meta this patch, guys. I'm telling you right now that you just can't survive that crit hit when it comes. Sure, crit chance is lower, but when they do hit, they hit. Okay, we are sitting at 2,500 health recovery, but that's a little misleading, slightly misleading. We'll talk about that. We'll just dump our ult. We'll come back. We're sitting at 800. So obviously we have a CP slotted, and we'll talk about that when we get to the CP. We are running 16 in health, 48 in stamina. We are running the Serpent. We are running Artaeum. And we are a Wood Elf. I am 100% trying to get Wood Elf to be viable because I absolutely love the race. And we are working hard. However, there are good choices out there. You could go, I think Imperial is going to be incredible on Templar this patch. I actually bought a race change so I could test it. So we will be testing Imperial. I think Khajiit could be fun. I think Dark Elf could be fun. I think Orc could be amazing. Look, other than maybe Breton and Redguard, you could go a lot of different races on Templar. There's really no wrong answer. It's really up to you and your playstyle. So don't be afraid to experiment. I mean, this could be the patch to do it. I think everybody's going to be kind of doing everything a little bit different. They said build diversity is kind of out the window with the minimal amount of sets that we are given, but I think that's maybe another misconception. I think build diversity is in the CP, the race, and how you want to play and build. So like I said, we are running Artaeum, and we are running Tri-Stat Pots, and that's our consumables. We'll go ahead and jump into our gear. We are running on our front bar a Spriggan's Greatsword. This one is Nern, and then this is where we'll talk about options. The reason why it's Nern is because I haven't tested Sharpened yet, but I know Sharpened is going to be best in slot. So you're going to want to run Sharpened. I get away with not running Sharpened right now because I am a Wood Elf, and I get that passive pen. And that 900 pen isn't what you would get if you ran Sharpened, but for right now, this is what I got. And I will be going, I probably will switch to Sharpened. I think that is the play. So I'm telling you right now, full transparency, you're going to want to run a Spriggan's Greatsword Sharpened. And then you probably want to switch, because when we get to my monster sets, you're probably going to want to switch out of monster set. We'll get to that here in a second. On our back bar, we are running Crit Riposte. This is an amazing 2-8, or you get a line of crit resistance here. And we are running it Defending. And Defending is the play. Power's okay. I think Defending's better. That's my personal opinion. If you want to run Powered for the extra healing, go ahead. Extra healing never hurts, so absolutely. I am, in this case, running my Escapist Poisons. Now, we go on back to this because double dots are fine. However, like, damage is so incredible that I just need every little chance I can to make space. And this is a good way to make space because we can immobilize our target for 1.6 seconds, or we can let, run them out a little more sustain when they have to break free. The hindrance is really nice as well. Again, any chance I can to slow down my target and make space, we're going to do it. We also have quite a bit of movement speed, which we'll get into here in a second. So, again, and it also drains stamina. And there you go. So they're really nasty. I love them to death. I ran them for a long time, and then I went to double dots because we were in like extreme damage meta. Well, now we're in a more of a strategic meta, I think, where you kind of you just can't go balls in right now. You got to be able to hold block, for example. You got to be able to line of sight in an outnumbered situation. In a 1v1, you just have to keep moving, and you have to create separation, and this is a good way to do that. On our head, we are running one piece Crags. This one's infused, and it's the only piece on my whole body that is infused. But we have infused with a health glyph just to get us up to that 27k. I think 27k is like a sweet spot for health, and that's where we want to be. On our body, we are running fortified brass. This one's in pen. They're all stam glyphs on my body. My shoulder is in pen. This one's actually health. The rest are in pen, and the rest are stam. Of course, we're running We're running one robust stam recovery on our neck, and then the other two are infused with weapon damage. You can go infuse weapon damage if you want. Again, I build into sustain, and I feel like the damage I have right now is good. Like I'm killing people just fine. So yeah, they're not that gaudy 6K, 7K damage numbers you're gonna see on other builds. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to you guys that are watching my video right now. My damage is enough, I promise. Okay, full transparency. One of the best sets right now that you guys could be running. If you don't want to run Fortified Brass as your defensive set, Impreg is absolutely going to be the meta, I think. Once everybody starts to realize that this is a thing, people I think are going to realize that this is the thing. So we have max health, max stam, max mag, and then that line of crit resist. Like I said, crit resist is going to be the meta, guys. So once again, full transparency. If you don't want to run fortified, Impreg is definitely the next move for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're about to dive into the CP tree. The one thing that people are leaving out of their build videos because, my god, let's not tell everybody in Cyrodiil what we're doing with our CP as if it wasn't still linear.
I'm just being funny, right? Let's go. Let's jump into those. Alright, the one thing I will say about champion points right off the bat when it comes to build videos is it could take a half an hour if we sit here and cover it all, like every little bit. So what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna kind of like not talk too much about the green tree. Let's just put it this way. I have rationer for the food and everything else is in my mount, and we do have points stacked into fall damage. If you really need me to dive into that in the next build video, you could put the comment below. That's fine. But rationer, fall damage, fast mount. That's your green tree covered. Boom. All right, let's go into the one that everybody wants to know about. So first of all, and on staving death, I do have my critical resistance slotted. If you run Impreg, you just saved yourself 50 CP points. I'm telling you right now because with Impreg, you're good. You're golden. I'm running Fortified. I need it. I got it. Also keep in mind I'm at 1145 CP, so a lot of these like mitigation passives that I absolutely want, if you have the CP, guys, fill these out. Get these all full. You need them. Mitigation is so different now because we can't stack our 810 CP into mitigation. So it's rough out there. The world's rough out there right now with us in our low CP. Duelist rebuff is going to keep you alive against Magsorks and Nightblades. You have no idea. Slot it. Guys, don't mess around. Slot it. I know all these CP with all this damage seems so good right now. Slot this. You're gonna appreciate the difference this makes. We are also running Endless Endurance. Again, I built in Sustain. If you want to sacrifice a little bit to Sustain and go a little more damage, this would be your flex one right here. I got a couple flex ones that are more for my playstyle and just my my opinion. But maybe yours is different. Maybe you do want to be a little more bursty, and I think that's okay. But I'm telling you, the way I got this set up, you're gonna kill people just fine. We got full into max dam, of course. You know me, sustain, sustain, sustain. We got full into pen because pen is really good this patch. Again, if you got the CP, you want to fill these out. I wish I did. We're close to this one, but yes. If you got the CP, go ahead, get all this done. Trying to do this as fast as I can. I know this could take forever if I don't. Okay, we have Biting Aura. This is a Templar's dream. 10% damage done on our jabs. We'll take that all day long. It was a hard choice between this and a couple others because you know me, I kind of want to be on that defensive a little bit. If you don't run this, if you don't want this extra damage, this is like that one luxury I gave myself. Then down here, the AoE damage definitely would be nice. If you want to go a little more defensive, this is definitely a nice choice. I did go a little more offensive here, and that's just me. If you want to go defensive, you can't go wrong in this meta. Once again, if you got the CP points, you can unlock the crit chance here. It's really nice. And then there's a couple like blessed, for example. I can't even get to blessed, and that's where CP becomes an issue. I'm gonna be grinding CP for the Jesters of Festival, and I highly recommend if you're low CP that you do the same. Take yourself out of PvP for a little bit, get that CP up. Let's get our builds optimized, because Blessed right here would be really nice with some of the low vigor ticks I've been getting. You know, taking myself a little more defensive, I sacrificed my vigor ticks. This would be really nice. We'll get there. This will be our next thing we work on for sure. We that covers our blue tree. Actually, I was thinking I had more, but I don't. I'm due to this build video with the new CP tree, and we're all learning together. And I think that's why you guys come to my channel, is because I'm afraid to admit that I'm not afraid to admit I'm still learning, and I'm gonna make mistakes on the way. And that's why I posted my day one build, because I think it's really important to see like how quickly you can adapt if you just put your mind to it. We do have points into Sprinter because it's not necessary, but I want to fill this up actually. So I put points in here to remind myself that when I get the CP, I want to see I want to get this up, because I do sprint quite a bit. It's a habit of mine and I can't break it. I know some of you guys are going to be laughing right now, but that's okay. That's okay. Heroes Vigor, definitely. It's free health. Why would we not take it? Got to put a little CP in there to get it, but that's okay. Mystic Tenacity, Survival Instincts, slotted. It's so good. It's so good. Thank you, Mondo. Strategic Reserve is kind of like that one CP that nobody wants to talk about, and that's why I dumped my ult and showed you my health recovery. This is what we're using to keep that health recovery high when we have ultimate. It's a test for me. I like it. I think it's great when I'm not dumping my ult, but the second I dump my ult, I instantly feel it. So it's kind of like a coin flip. You love it, you hate it. There's other options, and we can talk about that here in like 2 seconds. Well, maybe more in 2 seconds because we got some passives to go through. But we'll talk about it. I like it. You don't need it. It's not necessary. Is it good? Yeah, it's good. But there's other options that are actually maybe a little better. Of course, we got everything into tumbling because I'm a dodge roller. No, we do not have anything into expert evasion. It was fun while it lasted, but rest in peace. Reduce cost and break free. Immediately put every point you can into this. Break free is super expensive, and you're going to be breaking free a lot. So, okay, if you don't want that, you don't want this, then you definitely want this. Juggernaut is absolutely fantastic. If you're running shuffle or anything like that, you definitely want this. This is amazing. I love it. I tested it. We had fun with it. I just ultimately I decided that in a fight where I'm kind of setting up my where we're kind of setting up our ultimates, it's really nice to have the other passive. However, like if we're dumping ults before a fight, that passive never really does any good. I think suddenly this passive's kind of almost worthless. But Juggernaut, really nice. Slippery, pretty cool. Unchained is actually amazing. So if you don't go Juggernaut, Unchained is definitely something you should consider. It's a really nice actually. I can't tell you how nice this is. It could change your world. It could save your life, uh, honestly. But yeah, you definitely would consider that. If you're not running Fortified Brass, Ironclad is a good choice. If you are running Impreg and you want to take those points out of your crit resist and put them in here and slot this, that's a good call. I probably will take these points out and put them elsewhere, but it's nice if you're running Impreg. Boundless Vitality is nice, super nice, and then of course we're running Rejuvenation because it's nice. Again, I'll probably take points out of Ironclad here. And put them here and elsewhere. So, I mean, so that's our CP tree. And it took forever to get through it, I think. I feel like my build video is probably 20 minutes long now. And that's okay though, because we're getting through it, guys. I want to keep everything 100% transparent. Um, I really hope you guys appreciate this. As our CP goes up, our build's obviously going to change. And for you guys that are lower CP than me, it's going to be hard. But my suggestion is this. This is what I suggest. And I talked about this in my stream, and we'll talk about it again here. If you are not low CP, this is the end of the video for you guys. Thank you for coming. If you are low CP, let's talk about your champion points for like 2 seconds. Let's go ahead and say that what you want to do is you want to put the minimum into the passives that get you to the nodes you want to slot. Get those nodes that you want to slot, put them in your bar, and whatever CP you have left, you got to go in there and pick and choose what passives you absolutely need. Like say the max stam, the max health, and things like that, because you don't have a lot to work with, but you want to maximize your build the best you can. So get the nodes you want, but you don't have the CP to spare to have those extra ones laying around. So get the 4 you want, and then dump everything else into your passives, guys. That's the best way to do it. I know it's going to be hard. You got a long road ahead of you. I I absolutely feel bad for you. This change has probably got you guys a little frustrated. I get it. I'm a little frustrated too, because I went from being 8-10 to max level to being a low level, and it kind of shook me a little bit. But at the same time, these changes are so good. Cyrodiil is really good right now. It really did increase the skill gap. Maybe that's a little frustrating for you too, because you're running your procs. It's okay. Just take the time, take some L's. I've taken some L's since this whole thing started. It's okay. I'm okay with it. You're okay with it too. Let's just get out there and have fun. Remember, it's a game. Try not to take it too seriously. I love you guys. Thank you for everything you guys have done for me. I hope you appreciate this build. It'll probably change when we get our procs back. I have some great ideas that I think are going to be amazing for Templar. I can't, honestly, I love the no proc, but I almost can't wait for the procs to come back so I can run some of these other builds that I've been dying to try. Alright, guys. Peace.